pizza for that thing. I only have one more. Sorry. It is not yours. Talk to me after. I'll read it next week if you want me to. Okay?
I want you to.
This one's more, it's a really good question, but I want you guys to hear it because when I read their response, you're going to know exactly who it's from. So I thought it was pretty cool. Question, I've been leaning on God for a while, but he hasn't been helping me. So why should I keep believing in him? First of all, is God not helping that person?
Absolutely not.
Probably not. He's probably helping that person in many ways. But what would you say to this person? Why should I keep believing in him? If somebody's going like this, my faith is pretty bad right now. I'm not leaning on Christ. It's not really helping me. This whole Christian thing is not working out. Amanda.
Count all your blessings instead of your curses. Count every smallest things in your life that's going right instead of even the smallest things, and that is a blessing.
Yeah, sometimes we just need to stop looking at all the big things that are going on and just kind of back up and say to ourselves, okay, this is going right. This is going right. I need to work more on this. That's why it's not going right. Sometimes we need to stop blaming God and everybody else, and what do we need to look at first? We need to look at ourselves. Nate.
I think a while back Missy said something about where, you can pray to God and ask him for stuff, but you won't always hear him because you might not want to hear him, or you might not be ready to hear him.
That's a really good point.
See the stuff he's doing.
Really good point. Sean.
Yeah. What I was going to say is God works. He might not be working on your time.
That's a good point. I want it now. I want it now. I want to do things now. I want to do things now. Who knows better the when? Us or him? He knows when a lot better. He is the perfect timing. God has perfect timing all the time. Tanya.
Or, like, I don't know, I think that sometimes God does this to me too. Like, I'm not a very patient person, and I like to know what's going to go on next, like, right away. And sometimes when I pray to God, I'm like, okay, so what is your plan here, daily thing? And sometimes I don't get a response, and I think maybe it's like, maybe it's like testing you. Be like, I'm going to try to make you patient, and this is how I'm doing it.
Good point. It's a really good point. James, try again.
I don't remember where in the Bible it is, and I don't exactly remember the entire verse word by word, but it explains it basically saying God isn't slow to answer your prayers. He does it in his own time to help us with patience, which leads us to repentance. I don't remember the word.
That's a good point. Riley.
God's always going to be there for you.
Okay. Logan?
Over time, everything God has done will reveal itself.
It'll all work itself out. Let me read this response. And wait till I'm done reading it. Then we need a resounding who one of the partners is. First of all, Mita helped out with this. Good job, Mita.
Rachel Leonard.
For some people, no. What? No. I was going to say something more mean, but I'm not going to. For some people, it takes longer for God to make himself present in their lives. Here you go. You could all think of it as when diamonds are being formed. Diamonds are precious, but some take longer to form than others. And it's often those diamonds that are most beautiful.
Daddy!
Thank you, Ted.
Daddy!
I love Ted analogies. Ted, you need to write your book on Ted analogies. Just because that would be funny.
Analogies by Ted.
That'll be a good thing to type.
Analogies by Ted.
Good job, Raj. Okay, I had to shave. We're going to do a little exercise here. I have an acronym. What is an acronym?
I don't know.
I forget.
Mr. Pops.
Don't you dare.
Mr. Luckenbill.
All right. Come on. I need you guys for 10 more minutes. I get 10 more minutes with you. I need an acronym. What's an acronym? Or I have an acronym. What is it?
A word where each of the letters in the word you can use to make another word.
Very good.
Kind of like a crossword.
Yeah. Like MLB. What does MLB stand for?
Major League Baseball.
That's an acronym, all right?
That's an abbreviation.
It's close enough.
Nice lacrosse boots.
When you guys think of the word to witness, if you think of it as a verb, make it another verb. Okay? If you're witnessing, in terms of being a Christian, in terms of what do we mean by to witness? To speak the gospel to somebody. To talk. To what? It's a 4-letter word and it starts with an H.
Jesus.
Help.
Help!
Help.
Help!
Very
Hope.
good.
Mr. Chicken Pox.
Way to go, Nate.
Hermit crab.
Jesus.
Hermit.
The 4-letter word that starts with an H is Jesus. You're lucky you're the guitarist. Okay. I have a 4-letter word here. Because if you think about it, okay? If you're thinking in terms of being a Christian, when you talk about the word to witness, okay? You can take the word witness in a number of ways, okay? But if you take it in our context, you think of it as what? You're really trying to help that person, okay? You're using what God gave you, all right? You are working with God. God is working through you. You are trying to what people? You're trying to help them, right? You're trying to get something across to them. Are they all of a sudden gonna just bow down and before you and just start talking and accepting Christ right there? Hopefully, but probably not, okay? We talked last week or a few weeks ago. There's planting seeds, there's watering seeds, and there's harvesting seeds. There's different levels. And sometimes just getting in one solid word, just making somebody think is so important. And we need to understand that. Okay? I don't think you guys will get the H, but what I want to talk about,
Evolutionists, because they are lame people.
it's not hell.
Move!
Hey, dude.
Hold on.
Hold on!
You were right? Cool. What do I mean by that? I really need you guys to be quiet. Okay? Thank you. What do I mean by that? To hold on. Riley.
When you're trying to witness to someone and they're not agreeing to them, don't just give up on them. Just let them go. Hold on to that person. Just try again.
That's a really good definition. Anybody want to add anything to that?
Well, you can look at that poster with the kitten in the tree holding on. If that kitten lets go, it's going to fall and possibly hurt itself. But if it holds on, it's not going to. Something will eventually save it.
Fireman.
I like his analogy better.
No, I like Nate's analogy.
That was a good analogy. Little Nate.
No, like, don't be discouraged if, like, you tell someone about God and they're like, you suck. Because you can just keep trying and eventually they'll...
How much is it going to help if you just say one thing to somebody and they tell you you're stupid and you just crawl off in a hole and never talk about Jesus again? Okay? Do we specifically mean hold on to an individual here? No, you could. But what we need to understand is that witnessing is really, really hard. Anybody agree with me there?